that there are classes where I can turn my brain off and just go. And again, not just talking about D&D, trying to talk about tabletop role-playing games in general, but each system you play is going to have some classes or some characters that are a little bit more nuanced than others, right? Barbarian, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to hit things. I'm going to hit things real hard. And if I want to put nuance into it, I can, but I don't have to. I am here to be primal warrior, smack it in the face with a big weapon. That's what I do as a barbarian. It's not what everybody does as a barbarian. But, as Ashwood said, living by those baser instincts, it's just like, yeah, I'm going to rage. My rage is going to do something for me, depending on what flavor of barbarian I am. And then I'm going to hit you in the face. That's my game plan. Whereas with, like, a wizard, you have to know spells and spellcasting and how those work. And it's more complicated. It's more fun in some aspects, too. But it is more complicated than just hitting it with my axe. And there's everywhere in between.
I was still a wizard.
Oh, of course you were. A plasmoid wizard. I love that. Sorcerers... yeah, go ahead.
So I know you go first.
Sorcerer Sublime's go-to class. Mine is typically either fighter, ranger, or monk. Those are the ones that I enjoy.
Ashwood likes playing clerics.
Yeah, he loves clerics. It's true.
I do like clerics.
But like that is exactly, but like to that point exactly, on Aku's thing about like classes and such, it's like, specifically in D&D, you obviously will have the classes that you find in Baldur's Gate 3, but you'll also like, it all comes down to find a niche and slot yourself into it, sort of, but like figure out like what you enjoy playing from other games.
Yes.
Like, if you've played other RPGs in the past, if you've played like literally any game, like if you tend towards like action games or what have you, maybe you would like a fighter or a barbarian more. Do you like to play RPGs and you like playing a healer or anything like that? Like, or do you take more supportive roles in other kinds of games? Like there are variations out there in every system, or in most systems that have a class-based type system. Don't look at that, Dane. Scroll away.
But
Scroll away.
I didn't know it existed.
It all comes down to like personal preference, and like I think like especially coming back around to like not to put Aku on the spot, but like as the person that was like supplying some of the questions here, coming back around to like being worried about DMing, it can be a lot being like, okay, well, you sort of need to know what all the classes do, what all the races do, what all these passives are, all the dice they get to roll, and it feels like a lot, but it really just is not. It feels worse than it like actually is, because when it comes down to it, let's say you are a 1 DM, you have 4 players. Your 4 players are going to be playing 4 specific classes. That is if they don't multi-class, but we probably won't get into that on most first runs of games. You lessen the amount of things that you need to know at a given time, and other stuff you will just pick up along the way. And it doesn't even need to be complicated. Like you can see people make fun of it and like meta-ize it throughout history, but there is nothing wrong with the simple 4 adventurers walk into a bar for like your very first session.
Yeah.
Where you're like your very first get together of something. Like you all like walk into it, you're in a dungeon, you're all talking, or a bar fight breaks out, like, or stuff like that. Like these things exist to like introduce both new players and even new DMs to like what it's the tutorial level. Like it took the systems that are in play for all of you.
And tropes exist for a reason.
Yeah, exactly. Like, and to even like the module thing, like most modules think of this, like they start off in that way to figure out like how you approach these things, and then to give you little story ties to like pull at to continue on.
Yeah. I mean, even Baldur's Gate 3 in that same way, right? Like, hey, guess what? The entirety of your party was on that illithid ship. How
You
unlikely?
wake up in a prison.
Yeah, how unlikely is that? Doesn't matter. That's what happened. You wound up individually on this illithid ship. These mind flayers put tadpoles in your brains, and now as a group, you want to try to solve it in however way you can.
And if you're ever worried, like we've been very D&D focused, obviously, but like
It's hard not to
if
be.
even like if like a bunch of dice are worrying to any degree, there are mini systems that are like diceless for the DM in particular,
Yeah.
and like dice light for the players. Powered by the Apocalypse uses 2d6s for their players, and that's it. And the DM never rolls dice. Built off of that system, but fine honed into like a different style of play, are like how Dane mentioned Blades in the Dark or the Forged in the Dark games, which use only D6s, but usually just like a group of them based off of a number of them. And again, the DM never rolls a dice, or if they do, it is a dice to like figure out a flavor of something, and it's not like anything in particular. Like they are rolling against the players.
To go off that,
Like these
sorry,
just
go ahead.
for that help.
The Bebop RPG that I mentioned, great for running an episode of Cowboy Bebop, not great for much else. The DM never rolls dice. Not once. Your players do, and if depending on what they roll, you as the DM might get certain benefits for them rolling poorly, but like it's a D6 system. They roll D6 based on where you are at in the phases, and things happen based on their rolls, right? But you don't really roll a whole lot of dice in this system. Picturesque
And that could be a
Rome.
deal breaker for some people.
Yeah. Some people like rolling dice, and I think rolling dice is fun. But obviously, some
I
people
like rolling dice too,
some people don't want
but
to.
but like as a DM, I don't need to do it.
Sure, yeah. To that effect, Picturesque Roman is another game I kickstarted. Not a sponsor. None of these games are sponsored. But I kickstarted this, and it is a Persona-esque heist game where you are a bad person living in the city, and you and this crew are going to try to heist something. And it's a D6 system, so you roll D6s, and that's it. In Japan, they consider this a because this is translated from a Japanese game. What are you guys looking at? Nothing? Okay. This is not a tabletop RPG, they don't call it. They call it a table talk RPG because it is so dice roll light that you really just kind of narrate the story more than you use the dice to tell the story, right?
In
Go for it.
in a similar vein, the game Fiasco is a similar GM-less dice light. Not it, like you. I don't believe you roll dice except at the end of certain chapters, which is just games about putting bad people in bad situations and making them play it out until you reach the ending, and going through scenes like that. It's basically a Coen Brothers. Let's play a Coen Brothers game of a sort, if you want to like put it like liken it to a movie.
Yeah. So all this
Like
is to
it-
say, there's a system out there for you, right?
Yeah.
Another thing that I think is kind of cool. This is going to be my attempt at talking about D&D specifically for the last time this stream, though doubtful. This is the basic rules. D&D puts out a basic. Yes, sir.
Did he make a noise?
Yeah, he was like. It's very
He was
cute.
telling you that the dryer turned off.
Yes. Yeah, Weird West does use a deck of cards instead of dice, which is pretty cool. So D&D puts out a basic rule set that is free. You can just find this online. It's not the most well versed. It doesn't have like necessarily everything you will ever need forever. And actually, this is I think something even different. The one I'm thinking of is like 2014. Where you got 4 classes: the fighter, the thief, the cleric, and the mage, right? And they put it out there for free. You can go download this, You can just have it. So you don't even have to spend any money if you don't want to. Stop it. Hello? Yeah.
Ow.
So you've got a limited amount of what they called races at the time. Limited amount of classes. Oh, this actually has all the classes. Huh. Maybe I was wrong. Regardless, if you go to Google and you type in D&D free rules or whatever, they'll probably come up with something.
I think maybe it had like only one of the sub classes for each class or something like that.
Yeah, that sounds right. Free basic rules. I'll put this in my Discord for anyone who might want it for reasons.
And the good thing about like such a prolific thing such as the tabletop gaming community and genre is just that there are so many resources out there for people wanting to put their toes more in the water than they have previously.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with like trying a group, like trying a thing out and deciding, never mind. You know, this is kind of like the unlimited soup buffet, where you're like, oh, that looks tasty, and you try it, and you're like, oh no, thank you, I actually don't want this, but I do want that soup over there, maybe.
That is like another important lesson I feel is just like just do one shots. Like not every beginning of something for a group has to be like, this is the forever campaign that we're going to play for the next 7 to 10 years that will last like 10 sessions a year or something like that. Or maybe this is the year we get to do 12 and then it culminates in some big arc or storyline. Like it does, like not every game needs to be that. Sometimes you just bring together some friends and play for like one session or maybe 3 and then do something entirely different. Like there is nothing wrong with just like trying different things out and like even being like, okay, well this time you're the DM for the one shot or something, like, and then maybe you talk to the group and be like, hey, does anyone else want to try DMing so I can be a player or something, or etc. Like, see, like, let people get the feel for different things.
And I honestly feel like everyone, if you have an interest in tabletop role-playing games, I would highly encourage you to try DMing. Just try it.
Yup.
Try it at least once. If you don't like it, you never have to do it again. That's fine.
It's so easy.
It really is. Yes.
It is not as hard as people. It is not as hard as it is anxiety inducing about.
Yeah, I agree.
If my words come out of my mouth correctly.
No, I understand what you meant. I'm gonna see if I can find the first document I wrote. A lot of these were done on
Spice spotted.
Spice spotted. Take her out.
Ew.
No.
Wait, she has the evil laser.
Oh no, she can deflect art. Yeah, she's taking out Dane.
Yay, our stream now, Ashwood. Yippee!
Good luck, suckers.
Now we can really talk about DMing.
Yeah.
It's the hardest thing you'll ever do.
And
I was just trying to play nice for Dane. If you can, don't be a DM. It sucks. It's ass. You're gonna be stuck in that role for the rest of your life, and you'll never get to play again.
You should hate your players.
You'll suffer the curse of finding so many cool other games that you want to play, and then you'll have to DM them because no one else is gonna DM them. But even if you want to play them, it's like, oh well, I guess you have to be the one. If you want to play it, you got to come to the group and be like, okay, well, I wouldn't mind trying to guest play this if y'all want to play it, because I really want to play it. But I guess I'll just DM it. It's fine.
There is some.
That's what your anxieties say, but that is not true.
Yeah. So I don't have the very first one. Maybe it's on my desktop.
You've surely never cleaned your desk